'Tis I.
Oh, you come most carefully upon your watch.
If you meet Marcellus and Horatio, the partners of my watch, bid them make haste.
I will. See who goes there?
Friends to this ground, and liegemen to the Dane. Farewell, honest soldier, who hath relieved you?
Bernardo hath my place. Give you good night.
Allah, Bernardo!
Say, is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, hath this thing appeared again tonight?
I see nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, will not let belief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight, twice seen by us. Therefore I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of the night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tut! It will not appear.
Sit down, I pray. Let us once again assail your ears that have been so fortified what we have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down. Let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yonder star that's westward from the pole had made its course to illumine that part of heaven where now it burns. The bell then tolling one. Marcellus.
Break off your talk, see where it comes again!
The same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio.
Looks it not like the king?
To thyself.
Would be spoken to.
Question it, Horatio.
What art thou, that thus usurps the state in which the majesty of very Denmark did sometimes walk? By heaven, I charge thee, speak!
He is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Say, speak! Speak! By heaven, I charge thee! Speak!
He's gone, and makes no answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is this not something more than fantasy? What think you want?
I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of my own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. Such was the very armor he had on when he the ambitious Norway combated. So frowned he once when in an angry pile he smote the sledded Polacks on the ice. It is strange.
Thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour with martial stock, he passeth through our watch.
In what particular to work? I know not, but in the thought and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to the state.
Good. Now sit down and tell me, he that knows, why this same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land? Why such daily cost for brazen cannon, and foreign mart for implements of war? Why such impressive shipwrights whose sore task does not divide the Sunday from the week? What might be towards that this sweaty march doth make the night joint labor with the day? Who is't that can inform me?
Marry, that can I. At least the whisper goes so. Our late king, who as you know, was by Fortinbras of Norway, thereto pricked on by a most emulous cause, dared to the combat, in the which our valiant Hamlet, for so this side of the known world esteemed him, did slay this Fortinbras, who, by a sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit with his life all those his lands which he stood seized on by the conqueror. Now, sirs, young Fortinbras, of unapproved metal, hot and full, hath, in the skirts of Norway, here and there, sharked up a sight of lawless resolutes for food and diet to some enterprise that hath a stomach in it. And this I take it, is the chief head and ground of this your watch. Look, oh behold! See when it comes again! I'll stop it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If there be any good thing to be done that may do ease to thee, or grace to me, speak to me. Or if thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may prevent, oh, speak to me. Or if thou hast extorted
in thy life, or hoarded treasure in the womb of the earth, which they say that you spirits often walk in death. Speak to me. Stay and speak! Stop it, Marcellus! She's here! No, she's here! She's gone! Oh, we do it wrong, being so majestical to offer at this show of violence. For it is as the air invulnerable, and our vein blows malicious mockery.
It was about to speak before the cock crew.
And then it faded like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. I have heard the cock, that is the trumpet to the morning, doth with his early and shrill crowing throat awake the god of day. And at this sound, whether in earth or air or sea or fire, extravagant and erring spirit hies to his confines. And of the truth hereof, this present object may probation.
Faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say ever against that season comes wherein our Saviour's birth is celebrated, the bird of dawning singeth all night long. And then they say no spirit dare walk abroad. The nights are wholesome then. No planet strikes, nor fairy takes, nor witch hath power to charm. So gracious and so hallowed is that time.
So have I heard. And do in part believe it now. But see the sun, in russet mantle clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high mountain top. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, it will speak to him. Do you consent? We shall acquaint him with it, as needful in our love as fitting our duty.
Let's do it, I pray. And I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.
Lord, we have here writ to Fortinbras, nephew, to old Norway, who impotent and bedridden, scarce hears of this, his nephew's purpose. And we here dispatch the young Baltimore, as bearer of these greetings unto old Norway, giving you no further personal power in business with the king than these related articles do show. Farewell, and may your haste commend thy duty.
In this and all things will we show our duty.
We doubt it not, and heartily farewell. Now, Laertes, what news of you? You said you had some suit. What is, Laertes?
My gracious lord, your favorable license. Now that the funeral rites are all performed, I may have leave to go again to France. For though the favor of your grace might stay me, yet something is there, whispers in my heart, which makes my mind and spirits bend all for France.
Have you your father's leave, Laertes?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me a forced grant, and I beseech you, grant your highness leave.
With all our heart, Laertes, and fare you well.
I, in all love and duty, take my leave.
And now, princely son Hamlet. What means these sad and melancholy moods? For your intent going to Wittenberg, we find it most unmeet and unconvenient, being the joy and half-heart of your mother. Therefore, let me entreat you, stay in court, all Denmark's hope, dearest cousin, and loving son.
My lord, 'tis not the sable suit I wear, no, nor the tears that stand still in my eyes, nor the distracted behavior in the visage, nor altogether mixed with outward semblance is equal to the sorrow of my heart. Him have I lost, I must of force forego. He's but the ornaments and suits of woe.
This speaks a loving care in you, son Hamlet. But you must think your father lost a father. That father gone lost his, and so on until the general ending. Therefore, cease laments. 'Tis a fault against heaven. It's a fault against death. Fault against nature. And reason's common course is most certain. None live on earth, but they are born to die.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. Stay here with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Now you speak like a true and loving son. And there's no rouse the king shall drink today, but let the great cannon to the clouds show the health the king shall drink unto Prince Hamlet.
Oh, that this too much grieved and sallied flesh would melt to nothing, or that the universal globe of heaven would turn all to a chaos. Oh, God, within 2 months, no, not 2, married, mine uncle, oh, let me not think of it. My father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within 2 months, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left their flushing in her gullet eyes she married. Oh, God, a beast devoid of reason would not have made such speed. Frailty, thy name is woman. Why, she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it looked on. Oh, wicked, wicked speed to make such dexterity to incestuous sheets. Ere yet the shoes were old, the which she followed my dead father's course like Niobe, all tears. Married! Well, it is not, nor it cannot come to good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue. Health to your lordship! I am very glad to see you, Horatio, or I much forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Oh, my good friend, but I changed that name with thee. Oh, what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus, my good lord, I am very glad to see you. Good even, sirs, but what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
A truant disposition, my good lord.
Nor shall you make me truster of your own report against yourself. Sir, I know you are no truant. What was your affair in Elsinore?
My good lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Oh. I pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Huh. Thrift. Thrift, Horatio. The funeral's baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I met my dearest foe in heaven ere ever I had seen that day, Horatio. Oh, my father, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
Why, in my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a gallant king.
He was a man, taken for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
Ha ha, the king my father, he you.
Season your admiration for a while with an attentive ear, till I may deliver upon the witness of these two gentlemen this wonder to you.
For God's love, let me hear it.
2 nights together have these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead vast and middle of the night, been thus encountered by a figure like your father. Armed to point, exactly, Capape. He appears before them thrice. He walks within their weak and fear-oppressed eyes, within his truncheon's length, while they, distilled almost to a jelly with the act of fear, stands dumb and speaks not to him. This to me, in dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I with them. The 3rd night kept the watch, whereas they had delivered form of the thing, each part made true and good, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
Very strange.
Upon my life, my honored lord, it's true, and we did think it right done in our duty to let you know of it.
Where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
Aye, my lord, we did. Yet answer made it none. Though once methought it was about to speak, and lifted his head to motion like as he would speak, but even then the morning cock crew loud, and in all haste it fled out and vanished our sight.
Indeed. Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do.
My lord,
Armed, say ye.
armed, my good lord.
From top to toe.
My lord, from head to foot.
Why then, saw you not his face?
Oh, yes, my lord. He wore his beaver up.
How looked he frowningly?
A countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red?
Nay, very
And
pale.
fixed his eyes upon you.
Most constantly.
How would I had been there?
It would have much amazed you.
Yea, very like. Stayed it long.
While one with a moderate pace might tell 100. Oh,
Longer. His beard was grizzled, no?
it was as I have seen it in his life. Sable silver.
I will watch tonight, perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume a noble father's person, I'll speak to it. If hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. Gentlemen, if you have hither concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. And whatsoever else shall chance tonight, give in understanding but no tongue. I will requite your loves. So fare you well. Upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duties to your honor.
Oh, your loves as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. Well, all's not well. I doubt some foul play, or the night were come. Till then sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, till all the world overwhelm them to men's eyes.
Are embarked. I must aboard. But ere I part, mark what I say to thee. I see Prince Hamlet makes a show of love. Beware, Ophelia, do not trust his vows. Perhaps he loves you now, and now his tongue speaks from his heart, but yet take heed, my sister. The chariest maid is prodigal enough if she unmask her beauty to the moon. Virtue itself scapes not calumnious thoughts. Believe it, Ophelia. Therefore keep aloof, lest that he trip thy honor and thy...
Brother, to this I have lent attentive ear, and doubt not but to keep my honor firm. But, my dear brother, do not you, like to a cunning sophister, teach me the path and ready way to heaven? Will you, forgetting what is said to me, yourself like to a careless libertine, doth give his heart his appetite at full, and little recks how that his honor dies?
No, fear it not, my dear Ophelia.
Laertes!
Here comes my father. Occasion smiles upon a second leave.
Ah, yet here, Laertes, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for? There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast in their adoptions tried, grapple them to thee with a hoop of steel, but do not dull the palm with entertain of every new unfledged courage. Beware of entrance into a quarrel, but being in it, bear that the opposed may beware of thee. Costly thy apparel as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fashion, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Oh. And they of France, of the chief rank and station, are of a most select and general chief in that. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the day the night thou canst not then be false to anyone. My blessing with thee. Farewell.
I humbly take my leave. Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you.
It is already locked within my heart, and you yourself shall have the key of it.
What is, Ophelia, he has said to you?
Something touching the Prince Hamlet.
Very well thought on. It is given to me to understand that you have been too prodigal of your maiden presence under Prince Hamlet. If it be so, as so it is given to me, and that in way of caution, I must tell you, you do not understand yourself so well as befits my honor and your credit.
My lord, he hath made many tenders of his love to me.
Tenders? Tenders, you may call them.
And withal such earnest vows.
Springes to catch woodcocks. What? Do not I know when the blood doth burn, how prodigal the tongue lends the heart vows? In brief, be more scanter of your maiden presence, or tendering thus, you'll tender me a fool.
Shall obey, my lord, in all I may.
Ophelia, receive none of his letters. Lovers' lines are snares to entrap the heart. Refuse his tokens, both of which are keys to unlock chastity unto desire. Come in, Ophelia. Such men may prove great in their words, but little in their love.
I will, my lord.
The air bites shrewd. It is an eager and a nipping wind. What hour is it?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, 'tis struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. What doth this mean, my lord?
Oh, the king doth wake tonight and takes his rouse, keeps wassail in the swaggering upspring reels. And as he drinks, his draughts are renaged down, the kettle drums and trumpets thus bray out the triumphs of his pledge.
Is it a custom here?
Aye, marry ist, and though I am native here and to the manner born, it is a custom more honored in the breach than in the observance.
Look, my lord. See what it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with thee airs from heaven or blast from hell. Be thy intents wicked or charitable. Thou comes in such questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Oh, answer me. Let me not burst in ignorance, but say why thy canonized bones, hearsed in death, have burst their ceremonies. Why thy sepulchre, in which we saw thee quietly interred, hath burst their ponderous and marble jaws to cast thee up again. What may this mean? But thou, dead chorus, again in complete steel, revisits thus the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous, and we, fools of nature, so hardly to shake our disposition, with thoughts beyond the reaches of our soul. Say, speak, wherefore? What may this mean?
It beckons you, as though it had something to impart to you alone.
Look with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground, but do not go with it.
No, by no means, my lord.
It will not speak. Then will I follow it?
What if it tempt you toward the flood that beckles over his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible shape which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and drive you into madness? Think of it.
Still am I called. Go on, I'll follow thee.
My lord, you shall not go.
Why? What should be the fear? I cannot set my life at his feet and for my soul. What can it do to that, being a thing immortal like itself? Go on, I'll follow thee.
My lord, be ruled, you shall not go.
My faith cries out and makes each petty artery as hardy as the Neiman lion's nerve. Still am I called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. Away, I say! Go on, I'll follow thee.
He waxeth desperate with imagination.
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Have after. To what issue will this soul
Has followed, is not fit thus to obey him.
I'll go no farther. Whither wilt thou lead me?
Hark
I will.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for time to walk the night. and all the day confined in flaming fire, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are purged and burnt away.
Alas, poor ghost.
Nay, pity me not, but to my unfolding lend thy listening ear. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I would a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end like quills upon the fretful porpentine. But this same blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. Hamlet, if ever thou didst thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder?
Murder in the highest degree, as in the least 'tis bad, but mine most foul, beastly, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that with wings as swift as meditation or the thought of it may sweep to my revenge.
For I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed which roots itself in ease on Lethe wharf. Brief let me be. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is with the forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, he that did sting thy father's heart now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle! My uncle!
He, that incestuous wretch, won to his will with gifts, oh, wicked will and gifts that have the power so to seduce my most seeming virtuous queen. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness court it in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, would sate itself from a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft methinks I scent the morning's air, brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, my custom always in the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle came, with juice of heaven on a vial, and through the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man that swift as quicksilver it posteth through the natural gates and alleys of the body, and turns the thin and wholesome blood like eager droppings into milk, and all my smooth body barked and tattered over. Thus was I sleeping by a brother's hand of crown, of queen, of life, of dignity at once deprived. No reckoning made of, but sent unto my grave with all my accomps and sins upon my head. Oh, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. But howsoever, let not thy heart conspire against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to the burden that her conscience bears. I must be gone. The glowworm shows the margin to be near, and begins to pale his ineffectual fire. Hamlet, adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember me.
Oh, you host of heaven! Oh, earth! What else? And shall I couple hell? Remember thee. Yes, thou poor ghost. From the tables of my memory I'll wipe away all trivial fond conceits that ever youth or else observance noted, and thy remembrance all alone shall sit. Yes. Yes. By heaven, a damned, pernicious villain! Murderous, body-smiling, damned villain! My tables. Meet it is, I set it down, that one may smile, and be a villain,
At least I am sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. There you are! Now to the words, it is adieu, remember me. So, it's enough. I have sworn.
Heaven secure him! How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Good, my lord. Tell it.
No, not I. You'll reel it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
How say you then? For hard a man once thinketh. Well, you'll be secret.
By heaven, my lord.
There's never a villain dwelling in old Denmark, but he's an errant knave.
There need no ghost come from the grave to tell you this.
Right. You are in the right, and therefore I hold it meet without more circumstance. We shake hands and part. You, as your business and desires, shall lead you. For look you, every man hath business and desires, such as it is. For my own poor part, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I am sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, faith, heartily.
There is no offense, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick. But there is, Horatio, and much offense too. Touching this vision, it is an honest ghost. That, let me tell you. For your desires to know what is between us, or master it, as you may. And now, kind friends, as you are friends, scholars, and gentlemen, grant me one poor request.
What is't, my lord?
Never make known of that which you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord.
In faith.
Nay, upon my sword, indeed, upon my sword.
Swear.
Come, you hear this fellow in the cellarage here consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of that which you have seen tonight. Swear by my sword.
Swear.
He gets ubique. Nay, then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen. And once again, lay your hands upon this sword. Never to speak of that which you have seen tonight. Swear by my sword.
Swear.
Well said, old wolf. Canst work in the earth so fast, a worthy pioneer.
Day and night. This is wondrous strange.
And as a stranger given welcome, there are more things between heaven and earth than I'm dreamt of in your philosophy, Horatio. But come here, as before, you never shall. How strange or odd, soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on, that you at such time seeing me never shall, with arms encumbered thus, or this head shake, or pronouncing such undoubtful phrases as, well, well, we know, or we could, and if we would, or there be, and if it might, or such ambiguous giving out to note that you know aught of me this not to do. So grace and mercy, at your most need help you. Swear! Rest, rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, in all my love I do commend me to you, and what so poor a man as Hamlet may, God willing, shall not want. Nay, come, let's go together. But still, your fingers on your lips, I pray. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come, let's go together.
Montano, here, these letters to my son, and this same money with my blessing to him, and bid him ply his learning, good Montano.
I will, my lord.
You shall do very well, Montano, to say thus. I knew the gentleman, or know his father, to inquire the manner of his life, as thus, being amongst his acquaintance, you may say you saw him at such a time. Mark you me? at game or drinking or swearing or drabbing. You may go so far.
My lord, that will impeach his reputation.
Faith, not a whit, no, not a whit. Now, happily, he closes with you in the consequence, as you may dabble it, not disparaging him a jot, and, what was I about to say?
He closeth with him in the consequence.
Ah, you say right, he closeth with him thus. This will he say, let me see, what will he say? Marry this. I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or at such a time, a dicing, or at tennis, or drinking drunk, or entering into a house of lightness, videlicet, brothel. Thus, sir, do we that know the world, being men of reach, by indirections find directions forth. And so you shall, my son. You have me, have you not?
I have, my lord.
Farewell. Commend me to him,
I will, my lord.
and bid him ply his music.
My lord, I will.
Farewell. Oh, now, Ophelia, what's the news with you?
Oh, my dear father, such a change in nature, so great an alteration in a prince, so pitiful to him, fearful to me, a maiden's eyes ne'er looked on.
What's the matter, my dear Ophelia?
Oh, young Prince Hamlet, the only flower of Denmark, he is bereft of all the wealth he had. The jewel that adorned his feature most is filched and stolen away. His wits bereft him. He found me walking in the gallery all alone. There comes he to me with a distracted look, his garters lagging down, his shoes untied, and fixed his eyes so steadfast on my face, as if they had vowed this is their latest object. Small he stood, but grips me by the wrist, and there he holds my pulse till, with a sigh he doth unclasp his hold and parts away, silent as is the midtime of the night, and as he went his eye was still on me, for thus his head over his shoulder looked. He seemed to find the way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their help, and so did leave me.
Mad for thy love. What, have you given him any cross words of late?
I did refuse his letters, deny his gifts, as you did charge me.
Why, that hath made him mad. By heavens, 'tis as proper for our age to cast beyond ourselves as for the younger sort to leave their wantonness. I am sorry that I was so rash, but what remedy? Let's to the king. This madness may prove, though wild a while, yet more true to thy love.
Right noble friends, that our dear cousin Hamlet has lost the very heart of all his sense. 'Tis most right, and we most sorry for him. Therefore we do desire, even as you tender our care to him and our great love to you, you will but labor to wring from him the cause and grounds of this his distemperancy.
Do this, and the King of Denmark shall be thankful. My lord, whatsoever lies within our power, your majesty may more command in words than use persuades as to your liege men bound by love, by duty and obedience. What we may do for both your majesty is to know the grief troubles the prince your son. We'll endeavor all the best we may. So in all duty do we take our leave. Thanks, Gilderstone and gentle Rosencraft.
Thanks, Rosencraft and gentle Gilderstone.
My lord, the ambassadors have joyfully returned from Norway. Thou hast still been the father of good news. Have I, my lord? I assure your grace, I hold my duty as I hold my life, both to my God and to my sovereign king, and I believe, or else this brain of mine hunts not the train of policy so well as it had wont to do, that I have found the very depth of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, God grant it have.
Ah, Baltimore, what news of our brother Norway?
Most fair returns of greetings and desires. Upon our first he sent forth to suppress his nephew's levies, which to him appeared to be a preparation against the Polack, but, better looked into, he truly found it was against your highness. Whereat grieved that so his sickness, age, and impotence was falsely borne in hand, sends out arrests on Fort Cross, which he in grief obeys, receives rebuke from Norway, and in fine, makes vow before his uncle never more to give the assay of arms against your majesty. Whereon old Norway, overcome with joy, gives him 3,000 crowns in annual fee, and his commission to employ those soldiers so levied as before against the Polack, with an entreaty herein further shown that it would please you to give quiet pass through your dominions for that enterprise, on such regards of safety and allowances as therein are set down.
It likes us well, and in fit time and leisure will read and answer these his articles. In meantime, right welcome home. We thank thee for thy hard-took labor. At night we'll feast together. Right welcome home.
This business is very well dispatched. Now, my lord, touching the young Prince Hamlet, certain it is that he is mad. Mad, let us grant him then, now, to know the cause of this effect, or else to say the cause of this defect. For this effect, defective, comes by cause.
Good, my lord, be brief.
Madam, I will. My lord, I have a daughter, and while she is mine, for that we think is surest we often lose, and now to the prince. My lord, but note this letter, the which my daughter in obedience delivered to my hands.
Read it, my good lord.
Mark you, my lord. Doubt that in earth is fire, doubt that the stars do move, doubt truth to be a liar, but do not doubt I love. To the beautiful Ophelia, thine ever the most unhappy Prince Hamlet. My lord, what do you think of me? Or what might you think when I saw this?
As the most loyal friend and most true subject.
I would be glad to prove so. My lord, when I read this letter, thus I bespake my maiden. The Lord Hamlet is a prince out of your star, and one that is unequal for your love. Therefore I did command her, refuse his letters, deny his tokens, and to absent herself. She is my child, obediently obeyed me. Now, since which time, seeing his love thus crossed, which I took to be idle and but sport, he straightway grew unto a melancholy, then into a fast, then into a distraction, then into a sadness, then into a madness, and now, by continuance and weakness of the brain, into this frenzy, which now possesseth him, and if this be not true, take this from this.
Think you 'tis so?
How so, my lord? I would very fain know that thing which I have said 'tis so positively, and it hath fallen out otherwise. Nay, if circumstances lead me on, I'll find it out if it were hid as deep as the center of the earth.
How shall we try this same?
Marry, my good lord, thus. The prince's walk is here in the gallery. There let Ophelia walk until he comes. Yourself and I will stand close in the study. There you shall hear the effect of all his heart, and if it prove any otherwise than love, let my censure fail another time.
See where he comes, poring upon a book.
Madam, will it please your grace to leave us here?
With all my heart.
Ophelia, read you on this book. Stand aloof. The king must not be seen.
To be or not to be. Aye, there's the point. To die, to sleep, is that all? Aye, all. No. To sleep, to dream. Aye, Mary, there it goes. For in that sleep of death, when we awake and borne before an everlasting judge, from whence no passenger ever returned, the undiscovered country, at whose sight the happy smile, and the accursed damned. But for this, the joyful hope of this, who'd bear the scorns and flattery of the world, scorned by the right rich, the rich cursed of the poor, the widow being oppressed, the orphan wronged, the taste of hunger or a tyrant's reign, and thousand more calamities besides, to grunt and sweat under this weary life, when that he may his full quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would this endure but for a hope of something after death, which puzzles the brain and doth confound the sense, which makes us rather bear those evils we have than fly to others we know not of. Aye. That. Oh, this conscience makes cowards of us all. Lady, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
My lord, I've sought opportunity which now I have to redeliver to your worthy hands a small remembrance of tokens which I have received of you.
Are you fair?
My lord?
Are you honest?
What means my lord?
But if you be fair and honest, your beauty should admit no discourse to your honesty.
My lord, can beauty have better privilege than with honesty?
Yea, Mary, may it. For honesty may transform beauty from what she was into a bawd, then beauty may transform honesty. This was sometimes a paradox, but now time gives it scope. I never gave you nothing.
My lord, you know right well you did. And with them such earnest vows of love as would have moved the stoniest breast alive. Now too true I find rich gifts wax poor when givers grow unkind.
I never loved you.
You made me believe you did.
Oh, thou shouldst not have believed me. Go to a nunnery, go. Why shouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest. When I could accuse myself of such crimes, it had been better my mother had ne'er borne me. Oh, I am very proud, ambitious, disdainful, with more sins at my beck than I've thoughts to put them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between heaven and earth? To a nunnery, go. We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. To a nunnery, go.
Oh, heaven secure him.
Where's thy father?
At home, my lord.
Huh. For God's sake, let the doors be shut on him, for he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. To a nunnery, go.
Oh, good God.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plate to thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not scape calumny. To a nunnery, go!
Alas, what change is this?
If thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool, for wise men know well what monsters ye make of them. To a nunnery, go! Nay, I have heard of your paintings too. God hath given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You, Fig, and you, Amble, and you, nicknamed God's creatures, making your wantonness your ignorance. A pox! 'Tis scurvy, I'll no more of it. I'll no more marriages. It hath made me mad. All that are married, but one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go. To a nunnery, go.
David, what change is this? The courtier, scholar, soldier, all in him, all dashed and splintered thence. Oh, woe is me to have seen what I've seen, see what I see.
Love! No! That is not the cause. Some deeper thing it is that troubles him.
Well, something it is. My lord, content you a while. I will myself go feel him. Let me work, I'll try him every way. See where he comes. Send you those gentlemen. Let me alone to find the depth of this. Away we go. How now, my lord? Do you know me?
Yea, very well. You're a fishmonger.
Oh, not I, my lord.
Oh, well, I would you are so honest a man. For to be honest, as these days goes, is one man to be picked out of 10,000.
What do you read, my lord?
Words.
What's the matter, my lord?
We do.
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Marry, most vile heresy. For here the satirical satyr writes that old men have hollow eyes, grey beards, pitiful, weak hands, gouty legs, all which, sir, I most potently believe not. For, sir, yourself should be as old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backward.
How pregnant his replies are, and full of wit. Yet at first he took me for a fishmonger. All this comes by love, the vehemency of love. And when I was young, I was very idle, and suffered much ecstasy in love. very near this. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
By the mass, that's out of the air, indeed. Very shrewd answers. My lord, I will take my leave of you.
You can take nothing from me, sir. I will more willingly part with all. Old doting fool.
You seek Prince Hamlet. See, there he is.
Health to your lordship.
What? Gilderstone and Rosencraft. Welcome, kind schoolfellows, to Elsinore.
We thank your grace, and would be very glad you were as when we were at Wittenberg.
I thank you. But is this visitation free of yourselves, or were you not sent for? Come, tell me true. I know the good king and queen have sent for you. There is a kind of confession in your eyes. Come, you were sent for.
What say you?
Nay, then I see how the wind sits. Come, you were sent for.
My lord, we were and willingly, if we might, know the cause and ground of your discontent.
Why? I want preferment.
I think not so, my lord.
Yes. If faith, this great world you see contents me not. No, nor the spangled heavens, nor earth, nor sea, nor man, how glorious a creature contents not me. No, nor woman too, though you laugh.
My lord, we laugh not at that.
Why did you laugh then when I said man did not content me?
We laughed when you said man does not content you. What entertainment the players shall have. We boarded them all the way. They are coming to you.
Players? What players be they?
My lord, the tragedians of the city, those you took delight to see so often.
How comes it that they travel? Do they grow resty?
No, my lord. Their reputation holds as it was wont.
How then?
Faith, my lord. Novelty carries it away. For the primary public audience that came to them are turned to private plays, and to the humor of children.
I do not greatly wonder of it. For those that would make mops and mows of my uncle while my father lived, now give 100, 200 pounds for his picture. But they shall be welcome. He that plays the king shall have tribute of me. The venturous knight shall use as foil and target. The lover shall sigh gratis. The clown shall make them laugh that are tickled in the lungs, or the blank verse shall hold for it, and the lady shall have leave to speak her mind freely. You see yonder great baby. He's not yet out of his swaddling clouts.
That may be, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I'll prophesy to you, he comes to tell me of the players. You say Tyrrell Monday last, 'twas so indeed.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you. When Roscius was an actor in Rome.
The actors are come hither, my lord.
Buzz! Buzz!
The best actors in Christendom, either for comedy, tragedy, history, pastoral, pastoral historical, historical comical, comical historical pastoral, tragedy historical, Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plato too light, for the law hath writ, these are the only men.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou.
What a treasure had he, my lord.
Why, one fair daughter, and nothing more, the which he loveth passing well.
Still harping on my daughter. My lord, if you call me Jephthah, I have a daughter that I love passing well.
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Why, by lot, or God wot, or as it came to pass, the first verse of the godly ballad will tell you all. For look ye where my abridgment comes. Welcome, masters, welcome all. What, my old friend, thy face is valiant since I saw thee last. Comest thou to beard me and Denmark? My young lady and mistress, by your lady, but your ladyship is grown of an altitude of a Chopin higher than you were. Pray God, sir, your voice, like a piece of uncurrent gold, be not cracked in the ring. Come on, masters, we'll even to it. We're like French falconers, fly at anything we see. Come, a taste of your quality, a speech, a passionate speech.
What speech, my good lord?
I heard thee speak a speech once, but it was never acted, or if it were, never above twice. For as I remember, it pleased not the vulgar. It was caviary to the million. But to me, and others that received it in the like kind, cried in the top of their judgments, an excellent play! Set down with as great modesty as cunning. One said there was no salads in the lines to make them savory, but was as wholesome as sweet. Come, a speech in it I chiefly remember was Aeneas' tale to Dido, especially where he talks of the princess Slaughter. If it live in thy memory, begin at this line.
The rugged Pyrrhus, like a Hicarian beast. No, it is not so. It begins with Pyrrhus. Oh, I have it! The rugged Pyrrhus, he whose sable arms, black as his purpose, did the night resemble, when he lay couched in the ominous horse, hath now his black and grim complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal, head to foot. Now is he total guise, horridly tricked with blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked in parched and coagulate gore, rifted in earth and fire, old grandsire Priam seeks. So, go on.
Before God, my lord, well spoke, and with good accent.
Anon he finds him striking too short at Greeks. His antic sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls. Unable to resist, Pyrrhus at Priam drives, but all enraged strikes wide. But with whip and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls.
Enough, my friend. 'Tis too long.
Get shout to the barbers with your beard. A pox, he's for a jig or a tail of barge, or else he sleeps. Come on, a Hecuba, come.
But who, oh, who had seen the Moblid queen?
Moblid queen is good.
All in the alarm, and fear of death rose up, and all o'er her weak and all o'er her teeming loins a blanket, and a kerchief on her head where the late diadem stood. Who this had seen, with tongue and venom speech, would treason have pronounced? For if the gods themselves saw her then, when she saw Pyrrhus with malicious strokes mincing her husband's limbs, it would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven, and passion in the gods.
Seeth he hath not changed his color, and there are tears in his eyes. Enough, good hearts, enough.
'Tis well, 'tis very well. I pray, my lord, will you see these players well bestowed? I tell you, they are the brief abstracts and chronicles of the time. After your death, I can tell you, you were better have a bad epitaph than their ill reports while you live.
I will use them according to their deserts.
Oh, far better, man. Use every man after his deserts, then who should escape whipping. Use them after your own honor and dignity. The less they deserve, the greater credit's yours.
Welcome, good fellows.
Come hither, masters. Can you not play the murder of Gonzago?
Why, yes, my lord.
And couldst thou not for any study me some dozen or 16 lines, which I would set down and insert?
Yes, very easily, my lord.
I thank you. Follow that, Lord. And do you hear? Take heed, you mock him not. Gentlemen, for your kindness I thank you, but for a time I would desire you leave me.
Our love and duty is at your command.
Why, what a dunghill idiot slave am I! Why, these players would seem to draw water from their eyes. For Hecuba. Why, what is Hecuba to him? Or he to Hecuba? What would he do, and if he had my loss? His father murdered, and a crown bereft him. He would turn all his tears to drops of blood. Amaze the standers by with his laments, strike more than wonder in the judicial ears, confound the ignorant, and make mute the wise. Indeed, his passion would be general. Yet I, like to an ass in John of Dreams, having my father murdered by a villain, stand still and let it pass. Why, sure, I am a coward. Who plucks me by the beard or twixt my nose, gives me the line to throw down to the lungs. Sure, I should take it, or else I have no gall, or by this I should have fatted all the region kites with this slave's awful, this damned villain, treacherous body, murderous villain. Why, this is brave, that I, the son of my father, should like a scallion, like a very drab, thus rail in words about my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures, sitting at a play, hath by the very cunning of this scene confessed to a murder committed long before. This spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such men, doth seek to damn me. I will have sounder proofs. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Lords, can you by no means find the cause of our dear son Hamlet's lunacy? You being so near in love, even from his youth, methinks should gain more than a stranger should.
My lord, we have done all the best we could to wring from him the cause of all his grief, but still he puts us off, and by no means would make an answer to that be exposed.
Yet was he something more inclined to mirth before we left him, and I take it he hath given order for a play tonight, to which he craves your highness's company.
With all our heart it lights us well. Meanwhile, gentlemen, seek still to increase his merriment. Spare for no cost, our conference shall be open, and we, unto yourselves, will still be thankful.
In all we can.
Be sure you shall command.
Thanks, gentlemen. And what the Queen of Denmark may pleasure you, be sure you shall not want.
We'll once again unto the noble prince.
Thanks unto you both. Gertrude, you'll see this play.
Oh, my lord, I will. And it joys me at the soul that he is inclined to any kind of mirth.
Madam, I pray you be ruled by me, and my lord, give me leave to speak. We cannot yet find out the very ground of his distemperance. Therefore I hold it meet, or so it please you, else they shall not meet. And thus it is that we shall find a way.
What is, Carambas?
Marry, my good lord, this. Soon, when the sports are done, madam, send you in haste to speak with him. I myself will stand behind the heiress. There question you the cause of all his grief, and then in love and devotion unto you, he'll tell you all. My lord, how think you on it?
It likes us well. Gertrude, what say you?
With all my heart. Soon I will send for him.
Myself will be that happy messenger, who hopes his grief will be revealed to her.
On the tongue, as I taught thee, Mary, if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I'd rather hear a town bull bellow than such a fellow speak my lines. Nor do not saw the air thus with your hands, but give everything his action with temperance. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious periwig fellow to tear a passion in tatters, into very rags, to split the ears of the ignorant, who for the most part are capable of nothing but dumb shows and noises. I would have such a fellow whipped for doing Termagant, and out Herod's Herod.
My lord, we have indifferently reformed that among us.
The better, mend it altogether. I have seen a player play and heard others commend them, and that highly too, that having neither the gait of Christian, pagan, nor Turk, have so strutted and bellowed that you would have thought nature's journeymen had made men and not made them well. They imitated humanity so abominable. Take heed, avoid it.
I warrant you, my lord.
Do you hear? Let not your clown speak more than is set down. There be of them, I can tell you, that will laugh themselves to set a baron of spectators that will laugh along with them. Albeit, there is a necessary point in the play than to set down. Ugh, 'tis vile, and shows a pitiful ambition in the fool that useth it. And then you have some that quotes a jest as a man keeps one suit of apparel, and gentleman quotes his jest down in their tables before they come to the play, as thus. Cannot you stay till I eat my porridge? And you owe me a quarter's wages, and my coat wants a cullison, and your beer is sour, and thus blabbering with his lips, and thus keeps a syncopace of jests, when God knows the warm clown cannot make a jest unless by chance, as the blind man catcheth a hare. Masters, tell him of it.
I will, my lord.
Well, go make you ready. Horatio?
Here, my lord.
Horatio, thou even as just a man as ere my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my lord.
Nay, why should I flatter thee? Why should the poor be flattered? What gain should I receive by flattering thee when nothing hath but thy good mind? Let flattery sit on those time-pleasing tongues to glows of them that loves to hear their praise, and not as such as thou, Horatio. There is a play tonight where in one scene they have come very near the murder of my father. When thou shalt see that act afoot, mark thou the king, do but observe his looks, for I and mine eyes will rivet to his face. If he do not bleach and change at that, it is a damned ghost that we have seen. Horatio, have a care, observe him well.
My lord, mine eyes shall still be on his face. Not the smallest alteration that shall appear in him, I will notice.
Hark, they come.
Now, son Hamlet, how fare you? Shall we have a play?
If faith the chameleon's dish, not cape and cram, feet of the air. Aye, father. My lord. You played in the university.
That I did, my lord, and I was counted a good actor.
What did you enact there?
I did act Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute part of him to kill so capital a calf. Come, be these players ready.
Hamlet, come sit down by me.
No, mother. Here's a medal more attractive. Lady, will you give me leave and so forth to lay my head in your lap?
No, my lord.
Upon your lap. What, did you think I meant contrary matters?
What means this, my lord?
This is my King Maliko. That means mischief.
What doth this mean, my lord?
You shall hear anon. This player will tell you all.
Will he tell us what this show means?
Aye, or any show, you'll show him. Be not afeard to show, he'll not be afeard to tell. These players cannot keep counsel, they'll tell you all.
For us, and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently.
It's the prologue or a posy for a ring,
'Tis short, my lord.
as woman's love.
Full 40 years are past.
Their fate is gone.
Since happy time did join both our hearts as one. And now the blood that once filled my youthful veins runs weakly in their pipes. And all the strains of music which whilom pleased my
but she kills the first. The second time I kill my lord that's dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
Oh, wormwood, wormwood. I do believe you, sweet. What now you speak? But what we do determine oft we break. Our devices are still overthrown. Our thoughts are ours, their ends none of our own. So think you will no second husband wed. But die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Both here and there pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
If she should break now.
'Tis deeply sworn, sweet. Leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious time with sleep.
Sleep, rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how do you like this play?
Oh, the lady protests too much.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No offense in the world. Poison and jest. Poison and jest.
What do you call the name of the play?
Mousetrap. Mary how? Tropically. This play is the image of a murder done in Guyana. Albertus was the Duke's name, his wife Baptista. Father, it is a knavish piece of work, but what of that? It toucheth not us, you and I that have free souls. Let the galled jade wince. This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as a chorus, my lord.
I could interpret the love you bear if I saw the poopies dallying.
We're very pleasant, my lord.
Who? I, your only jig maker. For what should a man do but be merry? For look how cheerfully my mother looks. My father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
2 months! Nay, then let the devil wear black, for I shall have a suit of sables. Jesus, 2 months dead, and not forgotten yet. Then there's some likelihood a gentleman's death may outlive memory. But he must build churches then, or else he must follow the old epitaph, with ho, the hobby horse is forgot.
Your jests are keen, my
It
lord.
would cost you a groaning to take them off.
No better and worse.
So, you must take your husband. Begin, murderer, begin. Pox! Leave thy damnable faces and begin. Come, the croaking raven doth bellow for revenge.
Thoughts, black hands, apt drugs, fit in time, agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected with Hecate's bane, thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic in dire property, one wholesome life usurps, immediately.
He poisons it for his estate.
Light! I will to bed! The king rises, lights ho!
What? Frightened with false fires? And with the stricken deer go weep, the heart of God would play, for some must weep while some must play. Thus runs the world away.
The king is moved, my lord.
Aye, Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for more than all the coin in Denmark.
Now, my lord, how's with you? Well, if the king likes not the tragedy, belike he likes it not pretty. We are very glad to see your grace so pleasant. Now, my good lord, let us again entreat to know you the cause and ground of your distemperature.
My lord, your mother craves to speak with you.
We shall obey, were she 10 times our mother.
What, my lord, shall I entreat thus much?
I pray, will you play upon this pipe?
Alas, my lord, I cannot.
Will you?
I have no skill, my lord.
Why, look you. It is a thing of nothing.
but stopping of these holes, and with a little breath from your lip, it will give the most delicate music.
But this we cannot do, my lord.
Pray now, pray heartily, I beseech you.
But my lord, we cannot.
Why? How unworthy a thing you would make of me. You would seem to know my stops. You would play upon me. You would search the very inward part of my heart, dive into the secret of my soul. Zounds! Do you think I'm easier to be played on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will, though you can't fret me, yet you cannot play upon me. Besides, to be demanded by a sponge.
How a sponge, my lord?
Aye, sir, a sponge that soaks up the king's countenance, favors and rewards, and keeps his liberality your storehouse. But such as you do the king in the end best service, as he does keep you, as an ape doth nuts, in the corner of his jaw. First he mouths you, then he swallows you, so when he hath need of you, 'tis but squeezing of you! And sponge, you shall be dry again, you shall.
Well, my lord, we will take our leave.
Farewell. Farewell. God bless you.
My lord, the queen would speak with you.
Do you see yonder cloud in the shape of a camel?
'Tis like a camel, indeed.
Now methinks 'tis like a weasel.
Oh, 'tis backed like a weasel.
Or a whale.
Very like a whale.
Very well. Tell my mother I'll come by and by.
Farewell, Horatio.
Good night, then, to your lordship.
My mother! She hath sent to speak with me. Oh, God, let not the heart of Nero enter this soft bosom. Let me be cruel, but not unnatural. I will speak daggers. These sharp words being spent, to do her wrong my soul shall ne'er consent.
That the light that falls upon my face would wash the crimes clear from my conscience. When I look to heaven, I see my trespasses. Yet all the earth does still cry out upon my fact. Pay me for the murder of a brother and a king, and the adulterous fault that I have committed. These are sins that are unpardonable. Why say thy sins are as black as jet? Yet may contrition make them white as snow. Aye, but to persever in the sin, it is an act against the universal powers. Most wretched man, stoop, bend thee to thy prayer. Ask grace of heaven to keep thee from despair. Aye, so
he dies, and so am I revenged. No, not so. He took my father sleeping, his sins brimful, and now he stood to the state of heaven, who knows, save the immortal powers. And shall I kill him now, when he is purging of his soul, making his way for heaven? This is a benefit, and not revenge. No, get thee up again. When he's at game, swearing, taking his carouse, drinking drunk, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, or in some act that hath no relish of salvation in it, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and fall as low as hell. My mother stays. This physic prolongs thy weary days.
My words fly up. My sins remain below. No king on earth is safe if God's his foe.
I hear young Hamlet coming. I'll shroud myself behind the arras.
Do so, my lord.
Mother! Mother!
Oh, are you here? How is with you, mother?
How is't with you?
I'll tell you, but first we'll make all safe.
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
How now, boy?
How now, mother? Come here, sit you down, for you shall hear me speak.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Oh, help, help!
Help for the queen!
Aye, a rat! Death for a ducat! Rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better.
Hamlet, what hast thou done?
Not so much harm, good mother, as to kill a king and marry with his brother.
How kill a king?
I, a king! Nay, sit you down, and ere you part, if you be made of perishable stuff, I'll make your eyes look down to your heart, and see how horrid there in black it shows.
Hamlet, what meanest thou by these killing words?
Why this, I mean. See here, behold this picture! It is the portraiture of your deceased husband. See here a face to outface Mars himself, an eye which his foes that tremble at, a front wherein all virtues are set down for to adorn a king and gild his crown, whose heart went hand in hand, even with that vow he made to you in marriage. And he is dead, murdered, damnably murdered. This was your husband. Look you now. Here is your husband, with a face like Vulcan, a look fit for a murder and a rape, a dull, dead, hanging look and a hell-bred eye to affright children with and amaze the world. And this same have you left to change with this? What devil must have chosen you and hobman blind? Ah! Have you eyes, and can you look on him that slew my father and your dear husband to live in the incestuous pleasure of his bed?
Hamlet, speak no more!
Change in the bare monarch's mind for a king of clouds of very shreds.
Sweet Hamlet, cease!
Nay! But still to persist and dwell in sin, to sweat under the yoke of infamy, to make increase of shame, to seal damnation.
Hamlet, no more!
Why? Appetite with you's in the wane. Your blood runs backward now from whence it came. Full chide hot blood, with an aversion's heart with lust shall dwell within a matron's breast.
Thou cleaves my heart in twain.
Throw away the worst part of it, and keep the better. Save me. Save me, you gracious powers above, and hover over me with your celestial wings. Do not come your tardy sun to chide, that I thus long have let revenge slip by. Oh, do not
not glare at me with looks so pitiful, lest that my heart of stone yield to compassion, and every power that should assist me in revenge forego their proper powers and fall to pity.
Hamlet, I once again appear to thee to put thee in remembrance of my death. Do not neglect nor long time put it off. But I perceive by thy distracted looks thy mother's fearful, and she stands amazed. Speak to her, Hamlet, for her sex is weak. Comfort thy mother, Hamlet, think on me.
How is with you, lady?
Nay, how is with you? That thus you bend your eyes on vacancy and hold discourse with nothing but with air.
Why, do you nothing hear?
Not I.
Nor do you nothing see?
No, no, neither.
No. I see the king, my father in the heaven as he lives. Look how pale he looks. See how he steals away out of the portal. Look, there he goes.
Alas, it is the weakness of thy brain which makes thy tongue to blaze in thy heart's grief. Oh, but as I have a soul, I swear by heaven that I never knew of this most horrid murder. Oh, but Hamlet, this is only fantasy, and for my love forget these idle fits.
Idle! No, mother, my pulse doth beat like yours. It is not madness the possessive Hamlet. Oh, mother, if ever you did my dear father love, forbear the adulterous bed tonight. In time it may come you will loathe him quite. And mother, but assist me in revenge, and in his death your infamy shall die.
Hamlet, I vow by that majesty that knows our thoughts and looks into our hearts, that I will conceal, consent, and do my best with stratagem so whate'er that shall devise.
It is enough. Good night, mother.
Come, sir. I'll provide for you a grave who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Oh, Gertrude, how finds you Hamlet? How finds our son?
Alas, my lord, is raging as the sea. Oh, but as he came, I first besake him fair, but then he throws it and tosses me about as one forgetting that I was his own mother. At last I called for help, and when I cried, Caramus called, which Hamlet no sooner heard, but whips me out his rapier and cries, a rat, and in his rage the good old man he kills.
Why? This his madness will undo our state. Lord, go to him, inquire the body out.
We will, my lord.
Gertrude, your son shall presently to England. His shipping is already furnished, and we have sent by Rosencraft and Gilderstone letters unto our dear brother, King of England, for Hamlet's welfare and his happiness. Haply the air and climate of the country will please him better than his native home. Look where he comes.
My lord, we can by no means know of him where the body is.
Now, son, Hamlet, where is this dead body?
At supper, not where he is eating, but where he is eaten. A certain company of politic worms are even now about him. Father, your fat king and lean beggar are but variable services. 2 dishes to 1 mess. Look you, a man may fish with that worm that hath eaten of a king, and that beggar may eat that fish which that worm hath caught.
What of this?
Nothing, father, except to tell you how a king may go a progress of the guts of a beggar.
Now, son Hamlet, where is this body?
in heaven. If you chance to miss him there, Father, you may chance to look down in the parts below for him. And if you cannot find him there, you may chance to nose him up as you go up the lobby.
Lords, make haste and find the body out!
Nay, do you hear? Do not make too much haste. I'll warn you. He'll stay till you come.
Now, princely son, Hamlet, we, in care of you specially, and tender preservation of yourself, the which we price as dear as our proper selves, it is our mind that you shall forthwith go to England. The wind sits fair, you shall aboard tonight, and Lords Rosencraft and Gilderstone shall go along with you.
With all my heart. Farewell, mother.
Your loving father, Hamlet.
Nay, my mother, I say. You married my mother. My mother is your wife. Man and wife is but one flesh. And so, mother, farewell. For England, ho!
Gertrude, leave me, and take your leave of Hamlet. To England is he gone, ne'er to return. Our letters are unto our brother of England, that on sight of them, on his allegiance, he presently, and without demanding why, that Hamlet shall lose his head, for he must die. There's more to him than shallow eyes can see. Him once being dead, why then our state is free.
Captain, from us go greet the King of Denmark. Tell him that Fortinbras, nephew to old Norway, craves a free pass and conduct over his land according to the articles agreed on. You know our rendezvous? Go! March away!
Hamlet is shipped for England. God bear him well. I do hope to hear good news from thence ere long, if all do fallouts were content. But I have no doubt but that it shall.
God grant it may. Heavens keep my Hamlet safe. But this mischance of old Corombus' death hath pierced the young Ophelia's heart so that she, poor maid, is quite bereft in her wits.
Alas, poor heart. On the other side, we hear her brothers return from France, and he hath half the heart of all our country. And hardly he'll forget his father's death, unless by some means he be pacified.
See where the young Ophelia is.
How should I or trouble know from another man by his cockle hat and his staff and his sandal shoe? White his shroud as mountain snow, bordered with sweet flowers, that be wept to the grave. Do not go with true lover showers. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf. At his heels a stone.
How now, sweet Ophelia, how is with you?
Will God yield you? It grieves me to see how they laid him in the cold ground. He could not choose but weep. And will he not come again?
pretty wretch. What a change is this indeed. Oh, time, how quickly steals our joys away. Content on earth was never certain bread. Today we laugh and live, tomorrow death.
Oh, thou violent king, give me my father. Speak, say, where's my father?
Dead.
Who hath murdered him? Speak, I'll not be juggled with, for he is murdered.
True, but not by him.
By whom? By heaven I'll be resolved.
Let him go, Gertrude. Away. I have no fear of him. There's such divinity doth wall the king, that treason dare not look on it. Let him go, Gertrude. That your father is murdered 'tis most true, and we most sorry for it, being the chiefest pillar of our state. Therefore will you, like a desperate gamester, swoop, stake, light, draw, on friend and foe and all?
To his good friends, thus wide I'll ope mine arms and lock them in my heart. But to his foes I will no reconcilement but by blood.
Now you speak like a true and loving son. In soul we sorrow for his death. Yourself, ere long, shall bear witness. Meanwhile, Laertes, be patient and content yourself.
Who's this? Ophelia? Oh, my dear sister, Is it possible a young maid's life should be as mortal as an old man's song? Oh, heavens themselves, how now, Ophelia?
Well, God of mercy, I have been gathering up flowers. Here's rue for you. You may call it Herb Grace's Sundays. Here's some for me, too. You must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy. Here, Buck, there's rosemary for you for remembrance. And pray, love, remember. And pansy for thoughts.
Document in madness, thoughts, remembrance? Oh, God. Oh, God.
There's fennel for you. Would have given you some violets, but they all withered when my father died. Alas, they say the owl was a baker's daughter. See what we are, but cannot tell what we shall be. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy.
Thoughts and afflictions, torments worse than hell.
Nay, love, I pray you make no words of this now. I pray now you sing a down, and you a down. Tis not the king's daughter in the false sword. And if anyone asks you of anything, say you this. Tomorrow is Saint Valentine's Day. All in the morning be time. To maid at your window to be your Valentine. The young man rose and donned his clothes, and up to the chamber door. Let in the maid, that houghton maid, never departed more. Nay, I pray, mark now, by gifts and by Saint Charity, away and fie for shame. Young men will do it when they come to it, by cock they are to blame. Cushy, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So would I had done by any son, if thou hast not come to my bed. God be with you all. God be with you, ladies. God be with you all.
Grief upon grief, my father murdered, my sister thus distracted. Cursed be his soul that wrought this wicked act.
Content yourself, Laertes. Although I know your grief is as a flood, brimful of sorrow, but forbear. And think you already revenge is done on him that makes you such a hapless son?
My lord, you have prevailed. For a while I'll strive to bury grief within a tomb of wrath, which once on her said, then the world shall hear Laertes had a father he held dear.
No more of that. Ere many days are done, you shall hear what you do not dream upon.
Madam, your son is safe arrived in Denmark. This letter I even now received of him, wherein he writes how he escaped the danger and subtle treason that the king had plotted. Being crossed by the contention of the winds, he found the packet sent to the King of England, wherein he saw himself betrayed almost to death. As at his next conversion with your grace, he will relate the circumstance at full.
And I perceive that there is treason in his looks that seem to sugar o'er his villainy. Oh, but I will soothe and please him for a time, for murderous minds are always jealous. No, not you, Horatio, where he is.
Yes, ma'am. He hath appointed me to meet him on the east side of the city tomorrow morning.
Fail not, good Horatio. If thou commend me a mother's care to him, bid him a while. Be wary of his presence, lest that he fails and that he goes about.
Madam, never make doubt of that. I think by this, the news become to court he is arrived. Madam, observe the king, and you shall quickly find that Hamlet being here thinks well not to his mind.
What became of Gilderstone and Rosencraft?
He being set ashore, they went to England, and in that packet they had written down that doom to be formed on them, appointed for him, and by great chance he had his father's seal, but it's almost up without discovery.
Thanks be to heaven for blessing of the prince. With that, Horatio, I do take my leave, with 1,000 mothers' blessings to my son.
Madam, adieu.
From England, is it possible? What chance is this? That they are gone, and he come home?
Oh, he is welcome by my soul, he is. At it my jocund heart doth leap for joy, that I shall live to tell him, thus he dies.
Nay, Laertes, content yourself. Be ruled by me, and you shall have no let for your revenge.
My will, not all the world.
Nay, Laertes, mark the plot that I have laid. I have heard him often, with a greedy wish, upon some praise of you touching your weapon, that he might once, with all his heart, be once tasked to try for your cunning.
And how for this?
Marry thus, Laertes. I shall lay a wager. Shall be on Hamlet's side, and you shall give the odds, the which will draw him in to try the mastery, that in, say, 12 bennies, he gains not 3 of them of you. Now, this being granted, when you are hot, and in the midst of all your play, amongst the foils, shall a keen rapier lie, steeped in a deadly mixture, that if it draw the least dram of blood upon him, he cannot live, thus freeing you from suspicion. And not the dearest friend that ever Hamlet loved would ever have you in suspect.
My lord, I like it well. But say Lord Hamlet should refuse this match.
I'll warrant you, we shall put on you such a report of singularity, the which will draw him on, though against his will. And least all this should miss, I shall have a potion stand ready-made, that in his heat, in all his play, when he does call out for drink, that moment shall be his period and our happiness.
'Tis excellent. Oh, would the time were come. There comes the queen.
Now, Gertrude, why look you so heavily?
Oh, my lord. Young Ophelia, having made a garland of sundry sorts of flowers, sitting upon a willow by a brook, the envious sprig broke. Into the brook she fell, and for a moment her clothes spread wide abroad and bore the young lady up, and there she sat, smiling, even mermaid-like, twixt heaven and earth, chanting old sundry tunes, incapable, as it were, of her own distress. But long it could not be, till that her clothes, being heavy with their drink, dragged the sweet wretch to her death.
So she is drowned. Too much water hast thou, Ophelia, therefore I will not drown thee in my tears. Revenge it is, must yield this heart relief, for woe begets woe, and grief hangs on grief.
I say no. She ought not be buried in Christian burial.
Why, sir?
Mary, because she's drowned.
But she did not drown herself.
No, that's certain. The water drowned her.
Yea, but it was against her will.
Nay, I deny that. Look you, sir. I stand here. If the water come to me, I drown out myself. But if I go to the water and am there drowned, ergo I am guilty of my own death. Oh, you're gone, sir. You're gone.
I would see she have Christian burial because she was a great woman.
Mary, more's the pity that great folks should have more authority to hang or drown themselves more than other people. Come, fetch me a stoop of drink. But, wow, before thou goest, tell me one thing. Who builds strongest of a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter?
Why, a mason, for he builds all of stone and will endure long.
That's pretty. Do it again, do it again.
Why, then a carpenter, for he builds the gallows and brings many a one to his long hoe.
Mary, pretty again. The gallows does well. Mary, how does it well? The gallows does well to those who do ill. Go, get thee gone. And if anyone asks thee hereafter, say, a grave maker, for the houses he builds last till doomsday. Get me some beer. Go. Hey! A pickaxe and a spade, spade for and a sheet. How fit it is and 'twill be made for such a guest, such a guest, such a guest most meet. Well.
Hath this fellow any feeling of himself that is thus married in the making of a grave? See how the slave jowls their heads against the earth.
My lord, custom hath made it in him seem as nothing.
A pickaxe and a spade, a spade, a spade for and a sheet, a sheet. How fit it is and 'twill be made for such a guest, such a guest most meet.
Why, look you, there's another Horatio. Why, may not be the skull of some lawyer. Methinks he should indict that fellow of an action of battery for hitting him about the pigs with the shovel. Now, where's your quirks and quillets now? Your vouchers and double vouchers, your leases and freeholds and tenements. Why, that St. Box there may scarce hold the conveyance of his land. And must the honor lie there?
Oh, pitiful transformance. I pity, tell me one thing, Horatio. Is parchment made of sheepskins?
Aye, my lord, and of calf skins too.
In faith, they prove themselves sheeps and calves that deal with them or put their trust in them. There's another. Why, may not that be such a one's skull that praised my lord such a one's horse when he meant to beg him? I pray thee, let's question this yonder fellow. Now, my good friend, whose grave is this?
Mine, sir.
But who should lie in it?
If I should say I should lie in my throat, sir.
What man must be buried here?
No man, sir.
What woman?
No woman neither, but indeed one that was a woman.
Excellent fellow, by the Lord, Horatio. This 7 years have I noted it. The toe of the peasant comes so very near the heel of the courtier that he galls his kine. I prithee, tell me one thing. How long must a man lie in the ground before he rots?
Well, if he be not rotten before he be laid in, as we have many pocky corpses, he should last you 8 year. A tanner will last you 8 year full on or 9.
And why a tanner?
Why, his hide is so tanned with his trade it will hold out water. That's a parlous devour of a dead body. A real soaker. Look you, sir. Here's a skull, been here some dozen year. Let me see. Yeah, ever since our last king Hamlet slew Fortinbras in combat. Young Hamlet's father, he that's mad.
Aye. Mary, how came he mad?
Quite strangely, by the losing of his wits.
Upon what ground?
This ground in Denmark.
And where is he now?
Why, now they sent him to England.
To England? Wherefore?
Why, they say he shall have his wits there, or if he have not, 'tis no great matter there, 'twill not be seen there.
And why not there?
Why, there they say the men are as mad as he.
Whose skull was this?
This? A plague on him, a mad rogue's it was. He once poured a whole flagon of Rhenish on my head. Do not you know him? This is one Yorick's skull.
What is this? I pray thee, let me see it. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite mirth. He hath carried me 20 times upon his back. Here hung those lips that I have kissed 100 times. To see now they abhor me. Where's your jest now, Yorick? Your flashes of merriment? Now go to my lady's chamber and bid her paint herself an inch thick. To this she must come, Yorick. I prithee, tell me one thing, Horatio. Dost thou think Alexander looked thus?
Aye, my lord, even so.
And smelt thus?
Aye, my lord, no otherwise.
No. Why, might not imagination work as thus of Alexander? Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander became earth. Of earth we make clay, and Alexander being but clay. Why, might not time come to pass that he might stop the bunghole of a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop the hole to turn the wind away. What funeral is this that all the court laments? Chose to be of some noble parentage. Stand by a while.
What ceremony else? Say, what ceremony else?
My lord, we have done all that lies in us, and more than well the church can tolerate. She hath had a dirge sung for her maiden soul, and but for favor of the king and you, she had been buried in the open fields, where now she is allowed Christian burial.
So, I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
Fair Ophelia dead.
not to adorn thy bridal bed, fair maid, and not follow thee unto thy grave.
Forbear the earth a while. And will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, no, he's gone and we cast away moan. And she never will come again. Sister, farewell. Now pour your earth on Olympus high and make a hail to overtop old Pelion.
What's he that conjures so? Behold this I, Hamlet, the day.
The devil take thy soul.
Oh, the priest, not well. I pray thee take thy hand from off my throat, for there is something in me dangerful that they whisper fear. Hold off thy hand. I loved Ophelia as dear as 20 brothers could. Show me what thou wilt do for her. Wilt fight? Wilt fast? Wilt pray? Wilt drink of vessels? Eat a crocodile? Oh, do it! Comest thou here to whine? Here let us stand, and let them throw whole hills of earth on us, till with the height thereof make Usul as awards.
Forbear! Laertes! Now he is as wild as is the sea, as mad and as gentle as anon as a dove. Therefore give his wild humor scope.
What is the reason, sir, that you wrong me thus? I never gave you cause. Stand away. A cat will mew, a dog will have a day.
Alas, it is his madness that makes him thus, and not his heart, Laertes.
My lord, 'tis so. But we'll no longer tarry. For this day shall Hamlet drink his last. We do presently mean to send for him. Therefore, Laertes, be in readiness.
My lord, till then my soul will not keep quiet.
Gertrude, come. We'll have Laertes and our son as friends and lovers as befits them both, as they tender us and love their country.
God grant they may.
Believe me, it grieves me much, Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. By myself methinks I feel his grief, though there's a difference in each other's wrong. Horatio? But mark yon waterfly, the court knows him, but he knows not the court. Now God save thee, sweet Prince Hamlet. And you, sir, foe of the muscot smells. I come with an embassage from his majesty to you. I shall, sir, give you attention. By my troth, methinks 'tis very cold. Oh, yes, 'tis indeed very rawish cold, burr. 'Tis hot, methinks. Yes, very swottily hot. Oh, the king, sweet prince, hath laid a wager on your side. 6 Barbary horses against 6 French rapiers, with all of their accoutrements too. Oh, the carriages, in good faith, they are very curiously wrought. The carriages, sir, I do not know what you mean. The girdles and hangers, sir, and such like. The word had been more cousin German to the phrase. He could not carry the cannon by his side. And how's the wager? I understand you now. Very, sir. The young Laertes in 12 pennies at rapier and dagger do not get 3 odds of you, and on your side the king hath laid and desires you to be in your readiness. Very well. If the king dare venture his wager, I dare venture my skull. When must this be? My lord, presently, the king and her majesty, with all of their best judgment at the court, are coming down into the outward palace. Go tell his majesty I will attend him. Oh, I will deliver your most sweet answer. You may, sir, none better. for your spice. Else he had a bad nose, could not smell a fool.
He will disclose himself without inquiry.
Believe me, Horatio, my heart is on the sudden very sore, all hereabout.
My lord, forbear the challenge.
No! Why, if danger be now, then it is not to come. There's a predestinate providence in the fall of a sparrow. Here comes the king.
Now, son Hamlet, how fare you? We have laid upon your head, and make no doubt but to have the best.
Your majesty hath laid o' the weaker side.
We have no doubt of it. Deliver them the foils.
First, here's my hand in love, protesting I never wronged Laertes. If Hamlet in his madness did amiss, it was not Hamlet, but his madness did it. And all the wrong I did to Laertes, I here proclaim was madness. Therefore, let's be at peace. I think I've shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
Sir, I'm satisfied in nature, but in terms of honor, I'll stand aloof, and will know reconcilement till by some elder masters of our time I may be satisfied.
Give them the foils.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. These foils have all a length. Come on, sir. A hit. No, none. Judgment. A hit, a most palpable hit.
Well, come again.
Another. Judgment.
I grant a touch.
Here, Hamlet, the king doth drink to your health.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, wipe thy face.
Give him the wine.
Set it by. I'll have another bout first. I'll drink anon.
Here, Hamlet, thy mother drinks to thee.
Do not drink. Gertrude, 'tis the poison cup.
Laertes, come, you dally with me, I pray you, pass with your most cunning play.
Aye, say you so. Have at you, I'll hit you now, my lord. Although it almost goes against my conscience.
Come on, sir.
Coxcomb should, foolishly slain with my own weapon. Hamlet, thou hast not in thee half an hour of life. The fatal instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. Thy mother's poisoned. That drink was made for thee.
The poisoned instrument within my hand. Then venom to thy venom. Die, damned villain! Come, drink. Here lies thy union. Here!
Oh, he is justly served. Hamlet, here before I die. Take my hand. And with all my love, I do forgive thee.
And I thee.
No.
I'm dead. Horatio, fare thee well.
No. I am more antique Roman than Dane. Yeah, here's some poison.
Upon my love, I charge thee, let it go!
Fie!
Horatio, and if thou shouldst die, what a tragedy wouldst thou leave behind? What tongue shall tell the story of our deaths, if not from thee? Mine eyes have lost their sight. My tongue is use. Farewell, Horatio. Heaven receive my soul.
Where is this bloody sight?
In what of woe or wonder you'll behold, and look upon this tragic spectacle.
Oh, imperious death! How many princes hast thou at one draught bloodily shot to death?
Our embassy that we have brought from England. Where be these princes that should hear us speak? Oh, most unlooked for time. Unhappy country.
Content yourselves. I'll show to all the ground, the first beginnings of this tragedy. Let there be a scaffold reared up in the marketplace, and let the state of the world be there where you shall hear such a sad story told as never mortal man could more unfold.
I have some rights of memory to this kingdom, which now to claim my leisure doth invite me. Have 4 of our chiefest captains bear Hamlet like a soldier to his grave, for he was likely, had he lived, to have proved most royal. Take up the body. Such a sight as this becomes the fields. And here doth much amiss.